definitely happy with a big win here at home. Crowd was amazing. Credit them for that energy and the fin, and just a really good win against a good, well-coached Columbia team who's playing some good basketball. So proud of our girls for hanging in there and finishing it off.
Open the floor for questions.
Obviously a good one after Princeton, the bounce back. Plus it's a flip of almost a similar finish last year up at Columbia.
Yeah, I was just saying that, and yeah, we weren't pleased with how we played up at Princeton, and you know, you can't get it back, but you can make up for it the next time out. And I think this group learned a lot in a short period of time. We only had a day and a half to prepare for Columbia. We knew the intensity would be there, and I think our new ones and our young ones were aware of the intensity of you know, what these Ivy League teams bring. Their reputation is some great basketball, and it doesn't matter, the players they bring in are ready to go. So I felt mentally, physically we were ready for that, and it came out strong. And I think our defense was really good in that second half. Just the offense went stale a little bit.
Denise, you know, obviously in the offseason you lose a few key players for you guys, but you're bringing someone like Jasmine, who, you know, so far has excelled for you guys, played pretty much the entire game day.
Right.
Can you talk a bit about, you know, her impact on this team so far?
Yeah, well, it's obvious, her impact. You know, Jazz, in the recruiting process, she wanted to come in and make an impact, and we talked to her and told her, you know, you're going to be thrown into the fire right away, whatever the situation was. And she's responded. You know, she just, Jazz is a basketball player. She has the mind of the game. She has the IQ. She has the determination and the will to lead her team to whatever she can do. And it doesn't matter, you know, what year she is. It's just that's who she is as a player and a person. And we're happy to have her out there. I was impressed. You know, she had 2 fouls early, and I think all of them. You know, we're talking about playing disciplined defense and staying out on the floor. And for Jazz to be in that situation this early in her career just shows maturity and the setup that their Team Canada, playing with national team and all that, has put her in this place. So it's great to have her and a lot of the newcomers impressed with her play early in her college career.
Jazz, what all attracted you to Nova in the recruiting process, and who else was looking at you?
I mean, I had a couple schools, but Villanova was just always, they were so open with me. Like, the coaches were so transparent. They never, like, glamorized everything, always kept everything, like, honest. So I knew that I could come in and trust them, and they told me what it was early, like Denise said. So I knew what to expect coming in, and everything was great for me. Obviously, the school is great, professors, like, our living situation, everything's great, and the team. But, you know, we're new, so I didn't really know what it was going to be like. But the coaches were always so open with me, so it made it an easy choice.
Coach, for you, when Columbia made that fourth quarter comeback, you know, how do you feel like your team kind of handled that, and what kind of, you know, righted the ship enough to get you guys out of there with the
Sure.
win?
Well, I think it's when you have an opportunity to learn from a win. I think that's a great thing. You know, it's so often you come out on the losing end and you're picking apart, you know, dissecting the entire game, and that, as we did with Princeton. But this is a great learning experience for us, especially that fourth quarter. As I said, you know, I think we took some shots too early in the clock, which we weren't doing throughout the game, but it was almost, they sped us up there in that fourth. And so just being aware of that, you know, looking to take care of the basketball and get those defensive stops. You knew they weren't going to let up. Now, again, these players who haven't faced them yet weren't aware of that, but they stuck together. Big piece was we were trying to run some plays down the stretch to get Jazz the ball, that ball screen. They did a heck of a job of double teaming her. So going to Danae Carter on just that side out play, Danae wanting the basketball and understanding it's either score or go to the foul line. She went to the foul line, knocked that one down. As we said and recognized, you gotta get lucky also. And for them to miss those 2 at the end, we're crediting the fans for that one.
You talked about the defense tightening up in the second half. Can you say more about what you liked and what you saw from your team as far as growth?
Yeah, I thought our understanding, like the trust factor, like the help has to be there. We were asking our guards to contain, like chase these guys off the screens, to contain, try and keep it out of the paint, and if you can't, then your help has to be there, but you got to help the helper, because we're not committed to the help if that person thinks like, oh, now my guy's scoring. So just that recognition, I thought our rotation was a little bit better. Not really the last 4 minutes, but the third quarter and then those first 6 of the fourth as well.
And then Jazz, for you coming in with that experience, playing up for Canada's national team, how did that really help you prep for, high level D1 competition?
The first thing that always comes to mind is just the intensity of it, like playing against grown women. They've got years on me, so it's different than playing against people my age. But so coming in here, I think that was the biggest thing. Intensity of practice, games, our schedule, like just everything like that. I think I was lucky to be able to experience that for the past couple summers, so it made it an easy transition.
And as Denise said, your time in front of the fire here, you subbed out for all of 44 seconds today, the entire game. Just how does that really, affect your play, and what's your mindset heading into a game like that?
I mean, they've made it clear to me that that's what it's going to be like, so I know going into it it's going to be like that. But just working for the team, there's times I'm so tired on the court, and the girls will say to me, like, come on, I know you're tired, but just keep pushing. So I just got to keep going for them.
I didn't know she was tired.
It's a little bit.
I wasn't aware of that.
It's a little
It's good information.
I guess the way to looking ahead, the way the Big Five played out last night, really ramps up the Penn game coming
Sure.
in anyhow.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, it's about that next game and preparing for Penn. I'm familiar, but our new ones, they are not, so they're going to learn quickly what we're about to face, and it'll be a lot like today. It'll be a lot like the other night against Princeton. So ready to battle. It's going to be a fight, especially Philly game.
And Denise, Maddie Burke, 17 points, 10 rebounds, both career highs for Villanova. Just speak a bit about, her impact on the game today.
Yeah, well, I'm really happy for Maddie. I'll tell you, she works. There's no denying it. I talked to her a lot. She's a 5th year grad student, and there's never a day, you would think some days of practice like it's her first year. But her effort is so great, her energy is tremendous, and to see her rewarded, there's nothing better for a coach to be a part of that. And I know she has it, and I think her teammates do as well, and they're feeding her that confidence if it's wavering for her. But for her to feel it today, yeah, we're going to look to carry that throughout her final season.
Coach, looking ahead to the Big Five game with Penn, with your history at Drexel, what does it mean to you to have Drexel now as part of the Big Five and the format change?
Yeah, I was there 17 years. They didn't invite us in. I guess Amy's nicer than I am. Really happy to see it. I mean, obviously we used it as a little chip on our shoulder there at Drexel when we would play the teams in the Big Five, just to prove we were better and we belonged. And I know Drexel's certainly going to have that mentality. And here at Villanova, as a player, it was always a discussion with it amongst our teammates, like wanting to win that crown and beating up on the other city teams, and trying to pass that along to our players as well, just to feel that passion and pride for the city series.
Did you ever push for it when you were the head coach at Drexel? Did you ask to try to get in?
Well, yeah, it was always a discussion. Yeah, absolutely. Eric Zilmer, it was always in conversation, but it took some years.
I think that season when he started 4-0 is when it really ramped up.
Yeah. Here at Mel, pretty good record.
Just look ahead to another event, since you go way back for what's about to happen Wednesday, in all probability. When you first had to deal with Gino on the other side,
right.
Somebody had said he's going to be the all-time winning coach.
It's absolutely amazing. So impressive. I mean, I have the utmost respect for Gino and Chris Daly and what they've done for women's basketball. And I talked to Steph Gately. We actually scrimmaged them, and here it's Steph going up against Gino, and she has some great stories about that going back to recruiting days. So it's remarkable. I was admired Tara Vandermeer from afar, but to see Gino to have been a player against their teams and now coaching against them, it's really cool to see.
Then he's just Nate Carter, obviously missed all last season with an injury. What has it been like to have her back, being an interior presence for you guys?
Yeah, it's great. Again, another player you want to see rewarded for decision of being here and fighting back from another ACL injury. Just that's a grueling rehab, and trying to explain to her like the game is much simpler than what she went through coming back from that injury. So seeing her on the floor, just enjoying, just being so happy to play, and I know she connects great with this team. So it was nice to see her break out a little bit and try to explain to her it's going to take a little time, patience. It's been a while since she was in game situations. So today she was feeling it a little more at both ends of the floor, defensively, offensively. So yeah, we just want to continue to progress, continue to get better, put all these great pieces together.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.